So just to qualify this video a little bit, all of the things that I'm going to talk about today may or may not be experienced by each person. Some people will experience a lot of these. Some will experience very few or none at all. So just note that these are some common distortions in thinking and some negative self-talk and some ways that you can overcome that so that you can move on the path to being a happier person. So the first thing is emotional reasoning. So distortions in emotional reasoning are quite common because some people after a relationship, especially if it was a very toxic situation, their reasoning skills may not be where they should be. So they may be distorted already, and they carry that distortion into their single or post-relationship life. So a lot of that can be distortions in their feelings about themselves. So it's the I feel, therefore I am. So I feel guilty that this relationship is over. Therefore, I'm the reason this relationship is over, where that may or may not be the case. Generally, it's a relationship. So two people probably played a huge part in the relationship not working out. So taking full ownership for that may or may not be, it could be one party in the relationship could totally have done something that just caused the relationship to crumble, but generally there's going to be some give and take in the downfall of a relationship because after all, there are two people involved. Negative self-talk, so I'm so stupid, I deserve this. All of those things are things that I felt personally after leaving the relationship, especially you're an idiot. I literally looked in the mirror a few times and I didn't say it out loud, but in my head, I was being so nasty to myself because I did not feel good. Now, was I an idiot? No, I'm college educated. I have a degree. Obviously, I'm quite smart, in my opinion. Not everyone may agree, but I was smart enough to get a degree. I'm smart enough to work. I'm smart enough to figure out this whole emotional thing. But in that moment, I felt like an idiot because I let things slide for so long. Now, I could have made dumb decisions, but that does not make me a dumb person. So really rethinking and changing that language. So that's how I reframed it. It was not, you're an idiot because you took someone back after cheating. It was, you didn't make a smart decision in this instance. And once I started framing it in that way, I was able to start seeing broader picture because I was so hyper focused on the things that I did that made me feel like I wasn't so smart, that I couldn't see the overall picture that, yeah, you made this decision, but you did it for these reasons. Now, it didn't work out in your favor, but that doesn't make you an idiot. So making sure that you are learning to reframe the statements. Some other ones that I experienced personally was, you deserve this. Did I deserve to be cheated on for 7 years almost? No. Did I deserve to be lied to? No. I know that now as a healthy single person, but as a newly single person who was still very much emotionally tied to someone, I did not think that. So again, you have to figure out how to reframe those statements and your thinking. A huge benefit is to talk about it to someone else, whether that be a friend you trust, a family member you trust, or a trusted third party like a life coach or a therapist, anyone that you can start having these conversations with. I really trusted my best friend to point out when I was saying something that was not true, that she could call me on it and say, no, this is not accurate, and kind of help me look big picture. Because if you're so hyper focused on the thing that they did or the thing that you did, you can't think beyond that, and you start getting into this cycle of, I deserve this. That's why I'm an idiot. I'm never going to recover from this. And it's just this nasty, vicious cycle that's going to keep spinning and spinning and spinning until you feel like you have nothing left. So again, reframing those negative thoughts, that talk is so important because again, the number one relationship in your life is the relationship you have with yourself. It's the only person you're going to live with for the rest of your life. Period. You're going to have to spend every single waking minute with this person, even your sleeping minutes with this person because it is yourself. So you have to be kind to yourself. So reframing your thinking is not going to be overnight. Let me just say that again. This will not happen overnight. You will definitely have to spend time and actively work at reframing your thinking. It is not going to be easy, but it is so worth it. And I say that all the time because healing from a breakup is not easy, but it is crucial because if you are stuck, hung up on a relationship, you are never going to progress forward. Now, eventually, I do want to get married and have kids. So I knew I can't stay in this place because I need to be as healthy and as happy as possible. So when I find my husband, when he finds me, then I am ready to go full force forward without the drama and stigma and bad baggage from the past coming into this new relationship with me. Another thing could be overthinking. So it's not always all or nothing. It's not always right or wrong. So there is an in-between. This life we live is not perfect. So it does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be all or nothing. If you feel like I didn't say my prayers today, God's not going to listen to me now because I missed a prayer session. I will be honest, there were some days where I didn't get down on my knees and say my prayers. I thought about it and I was like, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I'm emotionally drained, and I couldn't do it. And that's okay. You have to give yourself grace. You are human, not perfect. The only perfect person that ever walked this planet died on the cross for us. And you don't have to be perfect because he did that. So just know that there's no point in playing if I didn't do this 100%, then I'm not going to do it, because you're not going to do everything 100%. I will say, even to this day, sometimes I half-ass a prayer. I will say, or a chore, or going out and hanging out with my friends after I made a commitment. Like, you're still human, and it's okay to not go full force 100%. Sometimes we need those times where we can just take a breath, relax, sit back, and chill. It is okay to take that time for yourself, and you do not have to feel guilty if you made a plan and you weren't able to execute 100%, because you will have an opportunity the next time. And if the next time you can't execute 100%, work to execute a little bit more than what you did before. So don't play the all or nothing game. That is so dangerous, because you are going to set yourself up to fail. Now, obviously, we want to do our best. I aim for 120% every time, but if I land at 80, I'm not going to beat myself up. I will reevaluate and figure out what I need to do so that I can get to at least 100% the next time. It's all about continuous improvement and allowing grace where it's necessary. So just keep that in mind. It's not something that you need to beat yourself up for. You're human. You have to give yourself grace. Something else that I used to do all the time was when someone would say, "You dodged a bullet," I would kind of downplay that. That is a huge positive thing, because I totally feel like I dodged a bullet. So huge. My response would always be like, yeah, kind of downplay it. If someone says something positive to you, for me, dodging a bullet in my last relationship was a huge positive, but I didn't want to downplay it because I still felt like I was with this person for 7 years and I made that choice, And yeah, he did some horrible things, but he's still a person and he's human. Now, it did not take me, let me rephrase that. It took me a long time to get there because he did some horrible things to me and I allowed them to happen and I didn't speak up. But at the end of the day, he's still a person. And so I want to make sure that we're not downplaying or discounting positive things that happened to us. That little bit of grace that we give ourselves when we don't hit 100% should be in full force when someone says something great or positive to you. And some relationships were so bad that you didn't hear a lot of positives. So now you're getting like positive feedback. I was getting the, you're losing weight. Your skin's clearing up. Oh my God, you seem so happy. Again, I was not happy, but I have a great poker face, so I can fake it a lot. I am truly happy now, but in the beginning when I would hear that, I would discount that because I knew it wasn't true. But some of the other things of the, like, you're losing weight. Yeah, I was working out and I was losing weight, but it kind of embarrassed me because I wasn't used to hearing that so much from other people, especially if it would come from like men. It made me uncomfortable, so I would discount it. Not saying that every compliment a man gives you should make you blush or make you like lose your mind, but say thank you. Thank you. Now, if someone says something, I say thank you, and then I can move on with my day. So we want to make sure that we're not discounting the positive things that are said to us because we need to fill ourselves up with as much positive energy and attention as possible. And I say positive because you will get a lot of negative attention. It's like when you break up with someone, here come all your exes are coming back and every guy you've ever met anywhere that knows your name and contact information starts popping up on Facebook and Instagram. So I'm not talking about like that kind of attention. I'm talking about anything positive that people are saying. Take it in with grace, accept it, because we need to fill you up with as much positive attention and energy as possible because you're probably feeling pretty low yourself. And so you don't have the ability to fill yourself up with that right away. But I have a tool that will help you fill yourself with positive energy. So I talk all the time about writing. Write in a journal. I have so many journals from when I was going through my healing process, and I still to this day journal every morning and sometimes at night and sometimes during the day, depending on what's going on. But I have a tool, and I will link it down at the bottom so that you can download it completely free. It'll be down in the description below. And this is my word list. And it gives you 100 spaces where you can write down positive words about yourself. That's it. Only positive words. Not things you do, like good mother, but things that you are. So you are a student. That can work. I accept those, but I'm looking for things like intelligent. I'm looking for things like loving and altruistic and autonomous. Those sorts of things. Like, I really like my autonomy. I like being able to dictate my own life. I really like to be able to go with the flow, however I'm feeling. But I'm super I love helping people. That's why I do these videos, because this is ultimately what I want to do, is just help people improve their lives in any way that I can. So I have filled out this 100-word list a few times, and it seriously is an eye-opener. And when you're filling it out, just write as much as possible. So you want to keep going. It should take no more than like 10 or 15 minutes to fill this out. If it takes you a little bit longer, that's okay. But I want you to fill all of those words without duplicating them, because every single person has 100 positive attributes. You really have more, but you have 100 things that are positive about yourself. And sometimes when I am feeling like, today is not a good day, I will pull out my list and I will read it and fill myself back up with all of that positive energy and those positive things that I have identified in myself. Because again, You are the most important aspect. So you have to make sure that you are happy with it, right? So fill yourself up with these words. Write them down as much as possible and read it as much as possible. Now, if you're struggling to fill out this list, that is okay. I want you to talk to someone that you trust. Again, it's not things that you are. It is things that describe you. So yes, you're a good mother, but mothering is what you do. You are loving. You are kind. You are intelligent. Those are the things I'm looking for. So make sure that you fill this out. And then once you fill it out, send me a message. If you want to send me a screenshot or tag me on Instagram or Facebook with it, I'd love to see your 100-word list. That would make me so happy because honestly, it seriously works. I'm not even joking. Like, I got this from my writing coach, actually, Debbie Burns. And she's the sweetest little unicorn on this planet. And she really, really helped me at a time that I was struggling. So this breakup happened while I was writing my first romance novel. And sweet Debbie, she had no idea what was going on. She just knew I pulled away from the group a little bit and reached out. And this was a resource she had out there. And I haven't even told her this, but I definitely filled out that list. And then sometimes I would look at the list and one of those things I didn't feel really applied. And so I didn't I didn't scratch it out or anything. I just filled out another list. And you get to the point where you have so many of these positive things, and I just read it whenever I need to fill myself back up. Another thing that you can do when you need to fill yourself back up is get a hype song. I'm not going to lie, but Schoolin' for Life by Beyonce is my hype song. It's I don't even think it's gotten like radio play, but it's on her 4 album and it's on every writing playlist. So when I'm writing a book, I create a playlist, and as I'm writing, I'm listening to this playlist. It is on my workout playlist. It is out on my hype music playlist. It's on my road trip playlist. It is my song and my jam. So I listen to this song when I need to just feel better about myself, and I love it. So I play it as loud as I can get it, and it just gets you in a positive mood. So find a song that works for you. We all have a song that is our hype song, and my sister has a lot of hype songs that include Cardi B. So just find something that works for you, and listen to that when you need to kind of get some of that positive energy back into your life as well. Another thing I think that we do is we downplay our pain, right? And it sucks. Breaking up sucks. It's not fun. It doesn't feel good. People are always asking you, are you okay? What happened? That was the worst. Like, what happened? I don't want to talk about that right now. Like, I don't need to tell you this. And it would be like random people, right? People I don't talk to very often. Maybe they saw something on Facebook or heard something from maybe a mutual friend. And it's weird. So we downplay our pain. Sorry, my contact is bothering me. So we downplay our pain, right? And it sucked. It doesn't feel good to talk about the pain that we're going through. So what do we say? Oh, it's good. We just broke up. Things didn't just work out. And then we go on about our day. But the more that we say that, the more we downplay our pain. We kind of push it down and push it down until, for some of us, it may or may not explode, right? And we don't want that to happen. So don't downplay your pain. Not that you have to tell people your business, but for me, I got to the point where I just said, things just didn't work out. And for the people that I trusted, they knew what really happened, and I was able to express that, but say it in a way that you mean it, because you don't want people asking follow-up questions. That's the worst thing, especially when you don't want to talk about something. So it didn't work out. It's just not something I care to talk about. And I got really good at saying, this is not something I care to talk about, and meaning it and sticking to it. And you'll get some nosy people who will ask you days later, or maybe weeks later, or months later. That's happened too. And God bless them. I don't think they really truly mean to be this way, but it doesn't feel good. I don't want to talk about this. I'm still learning to get over it. Some of you may get to the point, like I did, where you're more comfortable talking about what happened and the pain you experienced and the lessons you've learned from that. But some of you will not. And that is okay. Do not let anyone make you feel like, because you choose not to talk about your pain with them, that you are a bad person, because you are not. Your pain is your pain, and you express it and feel it any way you feel or see fit. That's it. But I don't want you to suppress it. You will have to address the pain eventually in order to move on. So that, the distortion there is, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Things are all right. Things are good now, when they're not. And I was really good at saying, I'm good. I'm good. And my friend group is very small. There's only about 6 of us, 5 or 6 of us that hang out on a regular basis. And they knew. And they came over and they brought wine and they took pictures off the wall because I couldn't do it. I had letters and initials on the wall, and I have pictures on the wall, and they took them down for me, and God bless them. I thank them to this day. I'm so thankful that my friend climbed up on the back of my couch and started pulling those pictures off the wall because I couldn't do it. I was saying it's okay, but I was holding on to those pictures because I was not okay. And then I could express it to them. So again, it's all about finding someone you trust and that you're able to talk to and you're comfortable expressing your pain to. You may not get to the place where you want to express it to your close friends. It may need to be someone who's a complete third party, because maybe your friend group is intermingled with your exes, and that's okay, because that happens, especially if you've dated for so long. But don't okay yourself into submission. Don't say you're okay when you're really not okay. I don't care to talk about that right now is a valid response when you don't care to talk about that right now. It is polite. You don't have to be nasty about it. It is telling the person, I'm not okay. And you can say, I'm not okay, but I don't care to talk about it. And I've said that a few times as well, especially for the person who pushed and pushed and pushed. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about this. Please stop asking me. You may have to get that frank, and that's okay as well. But again, of course, you don't want to be nasty to people. This is not about that. This is all about you and getting you to a place where you can start moving forward. I just don't want you to think yourself into the I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. You think you're okay, but you haven't dealt with your pain yet. And then you get into another relationship, and then things start bubbling up, and you're starting to infuse that same toxicity from the past into your new relationship, because then you're going to be in the same place just with a different person. So you want to make sure that you're addressing that pain whenever and however you need to. Just don't okay yourself into submission. So those were just some few tips. Of course, I have so many more that we address in my signature coaching program, one-on-one coaching with me called Lean Into Happy, because happiness is the ultimate goal in this life. Figuring out what makes us truly happy and how we can start living life after heartbreak. It is truly possible to be happy, healthy, and single, and I am living proof that this is all possible. I would love to work with you. If you want to know more and you want to chat, please click the link below. It's lenorebowles.as.me and book a free call with me. I love to talk to clients. I love to help people discover how we can get them into a happier, healthy situation and how they can truly start loving themselves. So I'm going to sign off now, but of course I will be back with more videos and answering questions. If you have a question, send me an email to hello@lenorebowles.com. You can also send me a message on Instagram @LenoreSpeaks or on Facebook, Lenore Bowles, or you can just do @LenoreSpeaks and I'll come up that way as well. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, hit the subscribe button because I will be adding new content weekly. And my ultimate goal is really just to show as many women as possible that there is life beyond heartbreak, that this pain and the suffering that you're experiencing does not have to be your forever. So